Your thoughts are the seeds from which your entire life grows. Every action you take, every decision you make, and every outcome you experience begins first in the mind. It's not about pretending challenges don't exist. It's about choosing what dominates your mental space. When you start understanding the power of your thoughts, not just occasionally, but moment by moment, you begin to realize that you are in the driver's seat of your life. Thoughts are magnetic. They draw similar energy. If you constantly entertain ideas of doubt, limitation, and fear, you will unknowingly steer your actions and your words toward confirming those limitations. You'll begin to notice failure. You'll speak in hesitation, and you'll act with timidity. But when you shift that inner narrative, everything begins to change. When you start your day not with thoughts of what could go wrong, but with thoughts of opportunity, of growth, of progress, you wire your brain to notice possibilities where you once saw obstacles. Your reality is molded not just by what happens to you, but by how you perceive what happens. Two people can go through the exact same circumstance. One emerges defeated, the other empowered. The only difference is the story they told themselves about what occurred. When you start thinking from a mindset of strength, you reframe failure. It's no longer something that breaks you. It becomes something that teaches you, molds you, prepares you. You start to treat setbacks as setups for comebacks. But this shift isn't about positive thinking in a shallow, feel-good way. It's about being intentional with your mind. Every thought you allow to live in your head without challenge is like planting a seed. The more you water it with repetition, emotion, and belief, the faster it grows. If that thought is rooted in fear or lack, it will grow into self-sabotage. But if that thought is rooted in vision, resilience, and hunger for better, then it will grow into powerful results. Most people never take the time to observe what they're thinking. They move through life on autopilot, reacting to circumstances and repeating the same mental scripts that have kept them stuck for years. But the moment you start watching your thoughts like a guard at the gate, questioning the ones that don't serve you, and replacing them with thoughts that fuel your growth, you become dangerous. Because now, instead of being controlled by circumstances, you begin to create them. You don't need a perfect life to start thinking differently. You don't need all the answers to start imagining better. It begins with the decision to hold a new thought long enough for it to take root. That's how transformation starts. Not in the world around you, but in the 6 inches between your ears. A person with nothing but powerful thoughts and relentless focus is more dangerous than a person with every resource but no direction. Because it's not what you have. It's what you think and how you use what you have. When you train your mind to dwell in possibility, you begin to speak with conviction. Your language changes. You no longer talk about if or maybe or hopefully. You speak in terms of when, I will, and I'm becoming. That language reprograms not just your subconscious, but the way others respond to you. People are drawn to certainty. And when your thoughts are aligned with strength, your energy becomes magnetic. Thinking powerfully doesn't mean you never experience doubt. It means you recognize doubt as a visitor, not a permanent resident. It means you develop the awareness to say, "This thought doesn't serve me," and then consciously replace it. That's discipline. That's control. And most people never reach that level because they don't realize how much power they actually have over their mind. The brain will believe whatever you repeat often enough. So if you keep telling yourself you're not ready, you're too late, you're too tired, your brain will start confirming that belief and filtering out all the proof that you're capable. On the other hand, if you start telling yourself, "I'm just getting started, I always find a way, I'm growing stronger with every challenge," your brain will start looking for evidence to back that up. That's not delusion, that's reprogramming. You're not ignoring reality. You're choosing to create a new one. What you hold in your mind repeatedly will eventually show up in your life. If you believe you're not good enough, not smart enough, not worthy, then everything you do will be filtered through that lens. You'll turn down opportunities before they're offered. You'll shrink in conversations where you should be standing tall. You'll sabotage relationships, jobs, and goals because deep down, you're trying to prove your inner thoughts true. But when you upgrade that belief system, when you start thinking, "I belong in that room, I have value, I'm growing every day," you stop shrinking. You stop waiting for permission. You stop playing small. People who achieve great things don't start with greatness. They start with belief. They feed their minds thoughts of purpose, thoughts of clarity, thoughts of resilience, over and over again, until they become the kind of person who naturally takes bold action. That kind of internal work changes everything, because when you think differently, you feel differently. And when you feel differently, you act differently. And those actions begin stacking until they create a life that reflects the power of your mindset. So if there's one shift that can create immediate results, it's not in your bank account, your job, or your surroundings. It's in your thinking. Stop waiting for everything outside of you to change. Start mastering what's inside of you. Every dream begins as a thought. Every transformation starts with a new internal conversation. You are only one thought away from a different life.